In a world constantly searching for the next superfood or longevity hack, the so-called blue zones have been aging gracefully under the radar for centuries. These are the rare regions like Okinawa, Japan, Sardinia, Italy, Ikaria, Greece, Nicoya, Costa Rica, and Loma Linda, California, where people not only live past 100, but do so with enviable vigor, low rates of chronic disease, and an almost suspicious lack of joint replacements or polypharmacy. Scientists have zoomed in with clipboards and biometric sensors, but one factor keeps rising to the top: diet. And the message is as charming as it is consistent. There's no miracle berry, but there is a common menu. Though the cuisines are wildly different, lentils in Ikaria, seaweed in Okinawa, corn tortillas in Nicoya, the dietary patterns of these centenarian-rich regions share a cluster of principles that map surprisingly well to the healthiest elements of Western dietary indices like the Mediterranean diet, DASH, and the Alternative Healthy Eating Index, AHEI. So what are these food secrets? And can the rest of the world chew its way to 100? Let's start with plants. Lots of them. Across all 5 blue zones, daily meals are overwhelmingly plant-based, with beans, vegetables, whole grains, and fruits forming the core of the diet. Meat is consumed sparingly, often as a celebratory garnish rather than the centerpiece. In Okinawa, sweet potatoes and bitter melons star in the longevity equation. In Sardinia, it's minestrone and barley. In Nicoya, black beans and squash are everyday staples. This emphasis aligns almost perfectly with DASH and AHEI scoring systems, which reward diets high in fiber, micronutrients, and phytochemicals, and low in red and processed meat. Speaking of meat, the blue zones don't demonize it, they just use it as a condiment, not a craving. Sardinians eat small amounts of goat or sheep cheese and cured pork, but often in moderation and with lots of vegetables. Loma Linda Adventists tend to avoid meat altogether, favoring vegetarian or vegan diets rich in legumes, nuts, and whole grains, a pattern that matches or exceeds top AHEI and MIND diet scores. What's crucial isn't abstinence but proportion: less animal protein, more plant diversity. Now let's talk fat, but the good kind. Olive oil features heavily in Ikaria and Sardinia, providing a rich source of monounsaturated fats and anti-inflammatory compounds. Nuts and seeds are common in Adventist diets. These fat sources not only align with Western heart-healthy guidelines, but are directly linked to lower cholesterol, reduced oxidative stress, and better vascular function, all critical in avoiding the types of chronic disease that tend to knock years off your life. Another striking commonality: low sugar, low processing. Blue zone diets are blissfully devoid of modern ultra-processed foods. Meals are home-cooked, minimally packaged, and seasonal by necessity. There are few added sugars and almost no refined grains. That means low glycemic load, stable insulin levels, and reduced chronic inflammation, all things that Western dietary scoring models try to capture, often with complicated nutrient math, but which the blue zones achieve with simple, whole ingredients and slow food traditions. Fermented foods also make a strong showing. Sardinian pecorino, Okinawan miso, Ikaria's goat yogurt all contribute beneficial bacteria and enzymes that support gut health and immune resilience. While not always captured explicitly in Western diet indices, fermented foods are increasingly recognized as critical for microbiome diversity, a key player in inflammation, mood, and even cognitive aging. But here's the secret sauce, the part no algorithm fully captures. In blue zones, food isn't just fuel. Meals are shared, routines are cherished, and eating is deeply social. People grow their own food, prepare it with others, and eat in relaxed, communal settings. There's little mindless snacking or stress-fueled eating. This context, though hard to quantify in Western dietary indices, likely amplifies the biological benefits of the food itself. When you eat slowly, in good company, without processed distractions, even humble lentils become longevity magic. And we haven't even mentioned portion control. In Okinawa, there's the cultural practice of hara hachibiyu, eating until you're 80% full. This naturally limits caloric intake without a single macro being counted. Similarly, the other blue zones tend toward mild caloric restriction by design, thanks to modest portions, whole foods, and minimal eating after dark. The result? Lower IGF-1 levels, improved metabolic flexibility, and slower cellular aging. So can these patterns be adopted elsewhere? To a degree, yes, but cultural translation matters. Simply recommending eat more beans or cut down on red meat isn't going to inspire someone used to convenience foods or disconnected mealtimes. The power of Blue Zone diets isn't just in what they eat, it's in how they eat it, where it comes from, and who they share it with. Trying to adopt a Blue Zone diet in a vacuum, without the social rituals and environmental nudges, can feel like trying to grow olives in a parking lot. That said, policymakers and healthcare systems can still take notes. Emphasizing plant-forward meal programs for older adults, supporting urban gardening and food literacy, and discouraging ultra-processed food marketing to seniors could help nudge societies in a more Blue Zone, inspired direction. Even modest shifts, like increasing bean intake, reducing processed snacks, and fostering shared meals, can yield substantial gains in health span, independence, and healthcare savings. In short, Blue Zones aren't magical, just practical. They represent a confluence of dietary patterns, social norms, and lifestyle habits that happen to support human biology remarkably well. Western diets, with all their scoring systems and acronyms, are trying to get there, but often lose the forest for the fiber. So the next time you wonder whether a longer, more vibrant life is possible, look at your plate. If it's colorful, mostly plants, modest in portion, and eaten with joy, congrats. You're already halfway to Blue Zone status.